Yo, gang, we live. What's good? I gotta make sure. I wonder if the mic's coming through this headset or what.
Let's see. Okay, hopefully it is now. Let's rock and roll, gang. Okay. So Nick ain't gonna be here. So I gotta do Nick's little weekly ritual. I gotta post this online. And I gotta call Jordan as well, see if he's gonna be here. If not, it's just us. What's good with the gang today? Yo, hang tight. Hang tight. What's good, Zion, my G? What's good? I'm FaceTime Jordan, see if he's gonna pull up. Our buddy Nick ain't gonna be here. He's gonna be late today. He's gonna be late if he can come. But we're ringing Jordan. What's good with y'all, man? Let's rock and roll. It's a big day. We dominate, and that's it. Ain't nothing else to it. What's good with y'all, man? How we doing? All right, I'm done FaceTiming him. So looks like they left me out to dry this week. It's just me, but that's cool. We're gonna see what we can do. Probably get a couple clips and hopefully give you guys a ton of value today. So, just to let you guys know, since we don't have any questions in the chat so far. Number one, Nick, if he's here, is going to be really late. Jordan can't get a hold of the guy. I've been on the phones today. Had the headset on. I've been dialing all day. Not even all day, really. But 10 o'clock hit, and I looked at my team's numbers, and I realized they weren't calling. They weren't calling. 10 a.m. from 9. They're supposed to start at 9. Everybody knows check-in at 9. We rocking and rolling at 9. That's the latest. If you want money, go make it. I gave you every tool you need to go make some money. Realized at 10 o'clock, what the heck are they doing? Ain't nobody dialing. So I blew them up, was like, yo, let's actually do a little bit of work today. I said, screw that. I'm going to put the headset on. I'm going to be calling today. So in 2.5 hours from 10 o'clock to 12:30, 2.5 hours of work, I was able to, this is on a single line dialer. I'm not on a multi-line dialer like my team is. I had 40 dials and about 2 hours of talk time, was able to get 3 offers out. So take that 2.5 hour segment, multiply that, do that 4 times throughout a day till 12:30, till 3, till 5:30, till 8. In a 10, 12 hour workday, which you guys, dude, you should be working that long. In that amount of time, you should be able to hit 160 dials. It's not even on a multi-line dialer. You should be able to make 12 offers. And dude, you could have up to 8 hours of talk time. So if you are doing less than that, you don't really want it. If your team is doing less than that, they don't really want it. There is an epidemic. There's a plague going on in the world right now where people just don't want to work for anything. They don't want to work hard. They just don't care enough. They think it's going to be easier. So if you can right now decide, I will not be like everybody else. I will work. I will be focused. I will be intentional. Then your business is going to transform. I mean, seriously, it's unbelievable. Some of my guys struggle to get 2 hours of talk time in a day. I just got 2 hours of talk time in 2.5 hours. So there's no more room for excuses. There's no more room for excuses. You guys that are watching this right now, it's good. You need to be always educating, always learning. But there will come a point where you're like, dude, I don't need any more information. I just need to take action. Now, there's only 5 people watching right now. I don't know how many of you guys are like, dude, I need more information. If you are, ask every question you can think of. Ask it right now. Get all the info you possibly can receive. But if you're like, dude, I'm just on this for the fun of it, I would say go call your leads. Go call your leads. Get what I'm saying? But that being said, let's rock and roll. Happy Wednesday. We're back. We're here. I wish Jordan would answer the phone. Oh! Jordan's at a doctor's appointment. Nick, he's got something going on, so it's just me. It's just me today, gang. And it's really my first time ever going live by myself. So if y'all got any questions, help me out here. Let's get it. That's what I've been doing today. Calling, making offers, talking to sellers. It sounded pretty nonchalant. Here's how my intro is kind of going like this. Hey, John, it's Noah Clark, like Noah's Ark. I was calling to make you an offer. Did you get the offer you were looking for on that property on Main Street? No, what's your offer? Absolutely, it's the point of this call right now, man. Let's get into it. Let's see what's going on. So that being said, guys, rather than just leaving me here to ramble, let's drop something in the chat. Let's ask me something here. So we're gonna be filling all this dead space and air with knowledge and information today. So let's get after it. Zion, good to see you, my brother. Let's rock and roll. Let's dominate. What are you guys up to, man? Somebody let me know. I'm posting on the IG right now, letting the gang know. Bang, we'll go with that song. Bang, posted, done, shared. All right, fellas. Zion, you're obviously just starting, but you got a position as a lead manager for a bigger wholesaler in your market. What do I think? I don't think that's what you want to do. But how much is he paying you? That's a question. Number two, why? Why are you doing it? Are you doing it to learn? Are you doing it to steal their leads? Are you doing it just to try and get better? What is the purpose? Why? I don't think it's a good idea. And if you're going to be a closer for somebody, I think that's a little different. I don't think that's a bad idea at all. You're going to get paid well. As a lead manager, what are you getting paid? Like my lead managers are paying a few dollars an hour. They're from Egypt. They're just kind of qualifying the leads that are already in our CRM that we can't get to. So I don't know that you being a lead manager is, number one, the best for your pockets. Number two, the best for your life and your future. So yeah, go ahead and explain more in the chat. We're here all day, baby. So let me know. Let's have this conversation. Okay, KC22NY. Having a difficult time putting together novation offers. Not really understanding how to determine the as-is value of a property. Let's say ARV is 200 with a potential 35 in renovations. Great question. All right. So it really depends. Are those 35,000 in renovations necessary to make it livable, or are they necessary to get to the ARV? If it's necessary to make it livable, here's something I learned about novations. You can go ahead and you can post a deal on the MLS that's a cash deal, say it needs a ton of work to be livable. You can post it on the MLS. You're still going to get investors with cash offers making cash prices. You know what I'm saying? Like they're still running the same formula saying, hey, even though you send me this on market rather than off market, it's the same formula, it's the same offer. But if a property needs 25 G's in work, but it's livable right now, it's mortgageable, the roof is not leaking, there's nothing crazy wrong with it, it just is outdated, you can sell that on the MLS and disregard the cash price completely. Now, when it comes to deciding how you're going to price your novations, it's like this. Say you just have to look around at what's for sale. Guys, when you're running your comps, I want you to look at what's for sale more than you look at what's sold. Obviously, you want to look at what's sold, but you want to look at what's for sale more than what's sold. So if you're about to list a novation, say ARV's 200. So that means there's probably a couple flips for sale. Maybe they're listed a little high, 210, 215, maybe even at 200. What you want to do, obviously, that 35 grand, you want to take that in there. You want to build that in there. So you're looking at 200, drop the 35 down to 165. And then you want to say, I need this. I don't even want it to. I need this to beat everything on the market. You guys don't want a novation where you're 60 days in and still don't have a lot of traction. You want to list a novation to where, dude, I'm going to sell this thing in 48 hours. That's what you want. That's what I want at least. I don't want it any other way. I want massive action. A lot of people reaching out, ready to get in the property, ready to see what's going on, ready to go. That's what I want when I list a novation. So, you're around that 165 range as a fair number. Like I said, it depends on what kind of work needs done. But you just need it to be aggressive. If the lowest thing for sale is 179, come in at 164. If the lowest thing for sale is 150, listed at 139. You just need it to jump off the page with all your deals. Whether this is a cash deal or a novation, you need all your deals and the numbers you blast them out at to jump off the page, because traffic is what's going to close the deal. You need more people in the property than that see the property. That's obviously not possible. But if you get what I'm saying, it doesn't matter. You can throw it out high, and I've been kind of split testing this as well. You can dispo by throwing the price out high where you want it to be. Then you're going to get less traction, less offers, less people that reach out and go see the property. Or you can list it aggressively where they want to be, and then you can get a ton of traction, a ton of traffic, a ton of offers, and then bid them up against each other to ultimately get the highest offer. So I just got done listing them way too high, setting them pretty high, seeing, hey, how does this work? What if I just ask high? Will they give me high? No, they won't. They're going to be at their numbers no matter what. So list it at their numbers, get them out there, and then bid people up from there. I think that's probably the best way to get the highest offer. So that's going to be what I'm doing. But with novations, bro, prices so aggressively, it's insane. Okay. Jake, what's good, my G? Good to see you, man. And we got Zion. Yes, learn to have a small marketing budget right now. 10% for anything closed, 20% when I get moved to closer. Those are good numbers. 10% for a lead manager is pretty good. 20% for a closer, also pretty good. Oh, I just don't know. Maybe it's a good idea for you, man. If I was you, pray about it. Ask God. Say, God, open the doors that you want to open for me and make it so clear that I have to walk through it and I can't argue with it, and close the doors that are not meant for me and make it so obvious that I won't even doubt your presence here. That's a prayer I want you to pray to God. He's going to know better than me ultimately. If I was you, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't work for anybody. That's just me, though. I just don't know if I would handle that well. I'm sure I'd find a way. But dude, I would be calling on market. There's so many times I'm running comps, guys, and I see deals on market, and I'm like, dang, I should probably just call them and get 30 off the list price and sell it for 10 less. You know what I mean? So there are deals on market. I see them all the time. Why don't I attack them? I definitely consider it. It's a thought in my mind all the time. Like, do I just hire a VA to contact realtors all the time and get that arm of the business built out? But then it's like, okay, too busy. But that being said, there are deals on market, so go get them. Zion, that's what I would do if I was in your position where I didn't have much money, but I needed to start closing some deals rather than working for somebody. But that being said, pray, ask God. He will lead you way better than I will. He will guide you. And ultimately, within your heart and soul, you'll know the correct answer. Hey, flips to freedom. I appreciate it. First solo here. Let's go. The Delaware deal you sent me on IG the other day is absentee owner need to renegotiate and pivot to novation. Give him the play. Okay, so you're locked up at 265. Let's assume that you had a walkthrough done. Maybe you didn't. But ultimately, the only reason you should ever have to renegotiate, never because you got your numbers wrong. If you got your numbers wrong, good luck explaining that one. That's on you. But if you got your numbers right, but the rehab is worse, if it's just tighter than you thought, here's the angle I'm coming at. John, here's what's going on. I got good news and I got bad news. What do you want to hear first? The good news? Okay, I'll give you the bad news first. 265 is off the table, man. We just can't do it. I went in, I budgeted for putting in $10,000, maybe even nothing, and then being able to move a family in, whatever it was I was going to do. I budgeted for this amount. In reality, it's like $60,000. So that's obviously a $50,000 difference. Now, I'm not going to ask you for $50,000 off, but what can you help me with here? Well, what can we do in order to get this one done? Now, that being said, here's a disclaimer before I teach you the filthiest reduction script of all time. We got to make sure we're doing it morally and ethically correctly. So the question is, did you mess up on the numbers and you're like, ARV's too high or ARV's too low, I can't move it at this price? Or did he just not disclose the information necessary? So it's it really, here's, I was talking to Adrian about this. I said, dude, I want to get a reduction script together because people lie to us more than they tell us the truth. So I want to get a script together. And he said, dude, I just don't know if that's a good idea. I said, why? He said, every single one of these conversations is completely different, which he's absolutely right. They're all completely different. So maybe you don't come in with, hey, this is good news, this is bad news. Here's the number. So Nick, you responded. He lied about condition, and it was confirmed with photos from the photographer. Boom, that's your angle. Hey, man, here's what's going on. Okay, so you're ready to renegotiate and then pivot to innovation. Ultimately, you're going to hit him with this, dude. Hey, you told me this. I budgeted for this. We went out there, it's actually this. So now my budget is this. So I'm going to do you a favor. I'm not even going to ask you to give me that extra $70,000. I'll cut a couple of my losses here, but nobody's going to be able to pay that much. So I need you to be willing to work with me here. Help me out. What's the best you can do if I'm buying this as is and you don't have to fix the roof, the carpet, the flooring, the paint, the kitchen, the bathroom, everything? Well, what's the best you can do for me here? And then he's going to give you, maybe he'll give you a number, maybe he won't. It's kind of a fight, kind of an argument. You got to jump in the ring with him, bro. Jump in the ring with him. See what he gives you. But this is the angle. Hey, you told me this. It's actually this. I don't even need this all. Would you help me with this much? And then you're going to list it. That's how I would handle a reduction. That's how we handle reductions all the time. All the time, man. Patrick Harvey, let's go. Okay, Zion. He needs to make money, sharpen his skills by talking to sellers, because the marketing source is MLS, not actual sellers, agents, and realtors. Here's the cool thing, dude. When you talk to agents and realtors, it's actually going to be harder than talking to sellers. Now, if you just text them offers, completely different. That's an easy game. But they're more knowledgeable. They understand real estate more. They know more real estate terms. They are going to vet you probably harder, maybe harder. I don't know about that. But they're going to vet you hard. You're going to have to handle objections. They're going to hit you with them left and right. It's their job. Their job is the gatekeeper. I can't let anybody through unless they're legit. So talking to realtors, talking to for sale by owner even, those are going to be some difficult sellers to speak with. No matter what it is, bro. Like, you're still going to get better at sales. You're still going to get better at talking on the phone, whether you're calling agents or whether you're calling sellers. But, Zion, if you feel right now the best decision for you to do is be a setter for somebody, here's a rule I'm going to give you. Learn everything you possibly can. Be as nosy as you possibly can. Ask all the questions that he doesn't even want you to ask. I need you to think. Now, I'm not telling my team this. I would never tell my team this. But you need to think like a business owner. The goal is not to stay working for this guy, not for you. For some people, it is. Some people work even better just being a sales guy, focusing on only sales all day, every day, and they love it. And I got one of those guys on my team right now. He's a killer, and he just loves it. He's addicted to it. He's owned businesses before. But for you, Zion, I'm going to assume that you eventually want to own this business. You need to treat this opportunity like that. You need to let this guy, maybe don't let him know, but let him know, hey, I'm here. I'm here to learn. I'm here to get better. I'm here to find out everything I possibly can about this business. And I'm here to be the best version of myself I can be. I want to help you and bring as much value to you as I possibly can, make as much money as I can. And ultimately, you need to ask all the questions that you would not have an answer to if you weren't there with him. So take advantage of the opportunity. Don't waste it. You're not a lead manager. You're an asset. You're a beast. And you need to get all the information you possibly can from him. Okay, KC22NY. Second hurdle, seller. Trying to get seller out of the current price range that they're in. Most want the price of what I would novate it for, so no room for the fee. Of course, bro. Here is our angle. When our seller's at an X price, and we need to drop them down X%. Here's our angle every time. You guys are going to use this in every phone call. Hey, I'll tell you what. If you were to sell this on the market for $200,000, obviously you're going to have realtors. You're going to have closing costs. You may have inspection costs. You may have yada, yada, yada. You're going to have stuff like seller concessions. Buyers are going to ask you to make repairs. It's going to take a long time on the market. You're going to have to bicker left and right with a ton of different buyers, take a ton of phone calls, whatever. So if you were to sell it at 200, what you're looking at is a walking away with around 180 as a net number to you if the property barely needs any work. That's with realtor costs, that's with commissions, that's with closing costs, that's with some concessions. You're looking at walking away with, you're going to drop about 10% right off the top line. So I know you want 200. 180 is where you'd really walk away with. And those are the numbers I'm talking about, walk away price. So if I'm going to come in here and I'm going to make this super easy for you, I'm not a realtor. I'm not going to waste your time. Over 70% of realtors didn't sell property in the last year. That's been going on for a couple of years now. So that being said, I'm not a realtor. I'm a buyer. So rather than you listing it on the market and looking for a buyer, you can come directly to the person that's going to have the solution and going to be the one that brings the money ultimately, because that's what we're doing here. I'm signing a purchase agreement with you. You are selling it to me. Yeah, now I'm going to go ahead and find somebody that's going to pay more to sell it to as well. But here's what's going on. I am a straight line to the money. You sign with me, you sign a purchase agreement. You sign with an agent, you sign a listing agreement. That starts the process. They're going and hoping and praying. I have a proven process. I do this all the time. Let's rock and roll. So what's the very best you can do? What's the best you can do? We already know, hey, 200 is not realistic. You're looking at netting 180. Okay, and then I'm going to make it super easy. And I'm going to cover the cost of everything. And I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this. So what is the best you can do for me? 170? Okay, cool. Understood. Tell you what, man. In a perfect world, I would need to be at 150. Can we meet in the middle and shake hands as gentlemen at 160? Deal. Okay, cool. Now we list it at 200. Rather than paying 6% to agents, Let's find some kind of realtor that will give us a sweetheart deal, maybe a flat fee broker that will handle it full service but won't charge us 2 or 3%. So we save money on the realtor commissions, and then let's negotiate with the buyer to cover closing costs. Get what I'm saying? So it's like you talk them down, you talk them into, they asked for 200. They said they'll get 200 on the market. Okay, well, we're gonna check. We better hope. We better, or else you ain't telling me the truth. But at you getting 200 on the market, you're walking away with 180. So now that we're talking about 180, what's the best you can do from there? Get what I'm saying? And you just create that spread, and then you on the back end save money in every different spot you possibly can, and that becomes your spread. Hopefully that's beneficial. Yeah, most people want that price, man. So negotiate. And the best way to do it, people can't argue logic. People will argue logic, but you just can't. Like there's no way around. Numbers never lie, ultimately. So show them the numbers, explain your value, and let's close. Honestly, I don't think he knew. He's in Florida, hasn't seen the property in many years. Perfect. This is great. Okay, so since he had no clue what's going on with the property, this is even better, Nick, because now you can position yourself on his side. So you can say, hey, man, we're trying to get this thing done together, man. I know you didn't know what's going on. Here, I'm telling you what's going on. Here's where we need to be. Let's just get it done. No, we're not doing it. What are you going to do instead? I'm going to go fix it up myself. Really, though, John, you haven't been to the property in 5 years. Is that really what you want to do? No, it's not what I want to do. Okay, so let me help you here. This is what I do professionally. This is what I want to do. It's what I love doing with my time. Now, I didn't want the property to be this ugly. I wanted to be able to pay you $265. That being said, it needs $70,000 more in work than what you told me. So realistically, I need to be like 195. Does that make sense? Yeah, it makes sense. And then handle it from there, Nick. Best of luck to you. But yeah, I think it makes it better for you, man, because you're on the same team at the end of the day. You're on the same side. So let's go. Zion, I'm learning everything I can and make some dollars. I don't plan to stay working for the guy for super long. I want to be exactly like you and have a ton of VAs calling for me. You do want to have a ton of people calling for you for sure, bro. I can tell you here's how my journey went. What I did, my first deal, I was in college. It was actually the day that I was going to tell my college football coach, I'm done playing football, because it hurt physically. I'm not very big, but I wanted to be. I tried to hit people. It hurt. And so I said, I'm done playing football. So I was going to his office. I was sitting in the parking lot, waiting for the clock to, waiting for the time to hit. Scrolling through Instagram, saw something about 1 day flip, wholesale real estate. I said, what the heck, 20 G's in a day? I never made 20 G's in my life, never. And so I went into that meeting, told him, Coach, I'm done. I can't do this no more. And it was heart to heart. But anyway, then I got back and I said, dude, that wholesale real estate thing, what the heck is this? It's like, I'm finally going to make money for the first time in my life. And I learned about it. Went all in on Jerry Norton, listened to as much content as I possibly could, said, what the heck's going on? Got Flipster, paid for Flipster. I sent my first contract out with Flipster. I was just messaging people on Facebook. I was calling realtors, texting realtors, sounding like an idiot. And I messaged somebody on Facebook. They were asking like 33. I offered like 27, 28. I locked it up at 28, sent them a Flipster contract. It was ridiculous. And then we signed it at 28, posted in another Facebook group at 33.5, got an offer, sold it at 33.5. It took me, from the day I heard about wholesale, took me 45 days to cash out my first deal, which is really funny because we are really close right now to my 2-year anniversary. April 1st will be my 2-year anniversary in wholesale. That would be the day I closed my first deal in 2024. So that's pretty cool. So ultimately, why did I say that? That's how I started. That's how I closed my first deal. You don't need to go work for a company. You can. Since you're already doing it, keep doing it. Go make some money, learn as much as you can, get better at everything you do. You don't need to do it, but you can, and you can keep going. Also, just know the harder you work, if you really work focused and intentional and for a long time, then you are going to transform and see results way faster than you could even imagine. Like I said, I'm not even 2 years into the game. I've done over $1 million in assignment fees, and let's rock and roll, dude. Like that's all I got. And I definitely expected to do $1 million faster. but my goals just weren't high enough. I didn't put out enough work. I didn't do enough work. So that being said, let's go close some more deals, man. Do what you must, Zion. Go make some money so then you can hire some folks for marketing, bro. And here's how you guys need to be working. If you guys are solo, I texted this to our community. 160 dials a day, 8 hours of talk time, 12 offers a day. Like that, you can do that. I literally physically proved it this morning. And all I did was, rather than making a call and taking the headset off and taking a deep breath and chilling out and scrolling on my phone, I just said, I'm just going to work. Called, talked to them, left notes, set a follow-up date, call again, talk to people, left notes, set a follow-up date, call. That's all it takes. You just call, you just call, you just call. And there was a moment where I put my feet up for just a second. I said, nope, put them right back down, got back to work. That's it. All you have to do is actually work. That's it. Just go. Okay. Jake said, where are these comments coming from? Are you somehow pulling comments from Nick or Jordan? Jake, it's irrelevant, and I don't know what you mean, dude. Do you ever have people bring deals to you and you are able to close them? I can close all things through Christ who gives me strength. Yeah, Jake, if you send me a deal and serve it up nice and hot, I might close it for you. I might close it for you, brother. But no, it's not something I've ever really entertained. Somebody reached out to me and said, hey, Noah, can your team close this deal? I'll give you 60% and I'll keep 40. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, it's not worth it for my guys to call somebody for 60% when they can call our leads for 100 and we have thousands and thousands and thousands of leads. Get what I'm saying? But Jake, you're my dog. Let's get it. Let's close you a deal, bro. That's all we got to do. So yeah, let's rock and roll. No, you're the GOAT, brother. KC22NY. What's the rebuttal for sellers that say, well, I can just list it myself? Oh, why haven't you? Why haven't you? Oh, well, this reason. Okay, got it. Exactly. That's why you wouldn't list it yourself. You just told me you don't want to deal with this. On top of that, if you list it yourself, you got to deal with this, with this, with this, with this, with this. It's not just sunshine and rainbows. You can't just post it and it sells in a day like Facebook Marketplace. These are houses. This is real estate. It's a lengthy transaction. People have to get approved for funding. You're going to have to pay seller concessions to the buyer for work, or you're going to have to update the property. You're going to need to choose a realtor that actually sells properties. Over 70% in the last year didn't sell a property, and it's been that way for 2 years now, at least. So you have to know that the realtor you're choosing is actually a professional and actually sells properties. They got to get great photos. You got to clean up the place. You got to make sure you paint the place. You got to make sure you tidy up any flooring, rip up some old carpet, put down some new ones. It just depends on what you want. Now, if you value getting a little more money, even though it takes 6 to 12 months, you should probably list it yourself. But if you value efficiency, security, confidence, and you value making sure that you have X amount of dollars hitting your bank account within X amount of days, that's when you would go with me. And not to mention, I'm also going to handle every other part of the process in its entirety. Once you sign with me, I may have another paper or two for you to sign, but that being said, it's hands off from there. You sign once, you can basically feel the check in your hand. So Jake said, you said you went 6 months with VAs to close your first deal? I don't know what that means. Here's how it went. So I closed that first deal. It took me 45 days. The day I closed it, I dropped out of college. Part of me really wishes I kind of want to go back and finish my degree, psychology. I loved it. I just love learning it. But I closed my first deal on April 1st, 45 days after hearing about Wholesale, dropped out of college, and from there, I did not close the deal for 6 months. I paid a coach. I got the headset on. That's where I got this headset. I paid a coach, got this headset on, was calling on batch dialer, couldn't get nothing. Maybe it was getting a few leads a day, a couple leads a day. I just don't think I worked hard enough. I don't think it clicked for me that, oh, you have to work every moment. Like there is no time off. I don't think that clicked for me yet. So I had went ahead and hired cold callers. I hired one cold caller, and that was after 6 months of not closing a deal. We had multiple that almost got to the closing table. They fell through. I was like, I got like 15, 20 contracts signed, and none of them closed in that time period. But even my wife, she was texting for sale by owner and stuff, and she got one under contract, which was pretty funny, but it didn't close. But anyway, so 6 months later, I hired a virtual assistant. I hired a not even a VA, but a caller from a call center, and I closed $53,000 that month. It was from 5 contracts. One of them was a Saturday. I got 3 contracts locked up back to back to back on 3 calls. It was pretty cool. That was awesome. A couple 20 pieces and a few small deals, really small. Like one of them I know I signed for $2,000 and was super happy about it. It was cool because I locked it up in the same day. The guy walked it 45 minutes later, had it sold. Obviously, today's day, I would never do that, never accept that for myself because they ended up listing it way higher than what I thought ARV was anyway. But anyway, what a goober. So no, I didn't go 6 months with VAs to close my first deal. I closed my first deal, then went 6 months and didn't close the deal. And then when I got a cold caller, ripped some cash, some quick cash. And then, found a way to hit 50 G's a month and then said, okay, let's find a way to hit 6 figures a month. And then, I had a $120,000 month solo. And what I wish I did in hindsight, when I had that 6-figure month solo closings, I wish I kept that momentum going. But for some reason in my head, I told myself, sorry, I'm chilling. Some reason in my head, I told myself, dude, if I hit 6 figures in a month by myself, when I hit 6 figures in a month by myself, which has happened a couple times in assignments, but once in closings, a big difference. Then I'm going to scale a team and automate the business, right? That was my mentality. I'm going to hit 6 figures and I'm going to automate this business. What did I do? Like an idiot. I went out and I just said, okay, I can do 6 figures a month with however many cold callers. If I hire Egyptians and I teach them, they'll be able to do 6 figures a month with however many cold callers. And then I spent the next 6 months after that not making any money. We closed some deals, obviously, and we did well. And I was still on the phones a little bit, so I was pretty much most of my income was coming from me. But I still had I had a couple Egyptian closers, and one of them was okay. One of them was actually pretty good, and they definitely made me some money. They obviously paid for themselves, and we were profitable. But in terms of hitting goals, we were nowhere near. Maybe I don't know. Maybe you need like 5 or 6 Egyptian closers if you want to hit over 6 figures a month consistently. You know, each of them get a deal or so a month. But the reason that I switched from virtual like Egyptians out of the country to in like US closers is because of the communication barrier. Not even language barrier, but communication. There are certain things and phrases that we say in the US that in other countries in the Middle East, they would take you seriously when you're being 1,000% sarcastic. It's just those little nuances and those little small things make such a big difference when it comes to closing. You know what I mean? Your tonality is extremely vital. If you don't understand how Americans, how people in New York are different from people in South Carolina, you're not going to know how to communicate to either of them. You get what I'm saying? So it's like that was I wasted another 6 months not making money, not hitting goals, and then that was that. I don't know if you guys want to hear the rest of the journey so far or what, but it's been good. It's been good. I've learned a ton. I failed a ton. I think the reason that I've been able to learn so much is because I haven't been afraid to spend every single dime that I've made. So now I'm in the phase where, okay, let's break 200 a month and sustain that consistently, which we let me tell you where we're at. We got 235s closing this week. So we got about 150 that was set to close this month. And so time to go, dude. We just got to do more is ultimately what it is. And we do that by being more efficient and working harder. If you guys have a team, put them in check. If you see your closers are averaging X amount of dials and talk time per day, like check where they are. Check where their numbers are at noon. And then spend the next morning from X time till noon seeing if they're actually working or if you run them out of the water. It got to the point today where I reached out to my team and I said, hey guys, here's my dials, here's my talk time, here's all 3 of you combined. Why am I beating all 3 of you combined? Oh, there's a lack of focus. There's a lack of intention. You just don't want it. So make sure you guys are always looking for that, because In a perfect world, I would love to say I don't monitor my team. I don't care. I trust them. But really, though, really, I think that'd be kind of lazy of me. I think it would be kind of lazy of me to not make sure they're doing exactly what they need to be doing, because chances are they're not. Like I said, there's an epidemic of laziness in the world, in the U.S., among us. Like, there's an epidemic of laziness, and you cannot fall victim to that. If you do, good luck. Like, we'll kiss your butt goodbye, my brother. You get what I'm saying? Like, you just don't got it. But if you want to win, you'll just go, and you'll go, and you won't stop, and you won't slow down, and you won't even consider taking a deep breath. You just have to go. I'm fired up today, man. I was super fired up. Just seeing that my guys really weren't working that hard, because I give them, they have an awesome opportunity. They have an awesome opportunity. I'm here. I can hit whisper mode and talk to them while they're talking to the seller. It's the coolest thing ever. I love it. I've been using it all day. But just seeing, it was really frustrating. Just because I questioned, I said, are they really even working, dude? Are they even working? And so I hopped on, and it wasn't hard. It's the easiest thing ever. You just click a button and call. That's it. It's so easy to win in this game. So why is it so hard for people to just focus? So I was fired up. That really worked me up. And I was tired of just sending them text demanding more. I was tired of texting them saying, hey, work harder, do more. Do you want to make money or not? And so I said, I'm going to just go in. I'm going to do it. And I'm going to show them, like, hey, here's what I just did. Here's what you all three did combined. Why are they so similar? Like, should I just do this on my own? Should I? I would save a lot of money. I don't want to do that, though. I love my team. I love my guys. And I told one of them, hey, bro, I'm going to push you until you break or until you break through. That's what we're going to do. I'm going to push you to be the very best version of yourself you possibly can be. And what do I get from it? A booming business. What do you get from it? A lot of money. More money than you ever made. So it's like, it's a win-win. So if you don't want me to push you, this ain't the place for you, because I'm going to push you until you break or you break through. That's what we're doing. So let's go be great. And you guys need to have that for yourself. You need to push yourself. Your body and your brain doesn't want to work. Your brain is addicted to dopamine. Your brain wants to scroll on the phone. Your brain doesn't care how much money you make. Your body, I don't know what your body wants to do. Probably eat junk food. If you're like me, I'm a sugar fiend, my guys. I love sugar. I got to cut out sugar. I got to quit drinking sugar. My face would slim down. I'd look a little bit better. I'd be in better shape. I'd be a little quicker. I'd be more athletic again. So you just can't listen to what your body and mind is telling you, because it's not right. You have to go against every part of your physical being and choose to do what's right and what you know needs done. Your body wants you to do what's going to reward it now, but you, your soul, need to decide to do what's going to reward you forever. Not now, forever. This is why the story of Christ is so real. Only God could have wrote it. Jesus walked on earth as a perfect man and was killed to suffer for our eternity. So rather than you saying, I'm going to do whatever I want right now, he's saying, be like me, sacrifice right now for everybody you love. Sacrifice right now for what you want your life to be, for what you want to give to everybody else, because it's not about you. If it was about you, you would go nowhere and you would help nobody with anything. But if you make it about everybody else, you'll be heavily rewarded in the process. Man, I'm fired up today. Let's go. Fired up. Let's rock. Where are we at? Where are we at in the chat, gang? Turn the volume up. Let's go. Oh, let's rock, man. Anybody got anything? What? Okay, send me some JV deals. I'll get them sold for you. Since you ain't saying nothing, send me some JV deals and sign up to get your callers. Let's rock and roll, baby. Let's go. Okay, so we can sit here and y'all can just look at me if you want, or if you guys got any questions, let me know. Let me think. What else? We're using our new CRM, Genie REI, with Connor Leary, the one and only. Did a couple million last year. Young dude, awesome guy, awesome heart. Truly love him. He's got a heart for God, man. Works hard. CRM's pretty awesome. It's pretty epic. My favorite part is the dialer. There's an integrated dialer, and the efficiency is through the roof. My setter is making 250 dials a day, which they could probably even do more. Like I said, most people, especially in these virtual jobs, man, they just sit there and they don't work. When if you just sat there and worked, your results would be completely different. Mike Kennedy, my guy, just exported a list from Deal Machine that you showed us in the call last week. I'll let you know how it goes. Let's go, my brother. Glad to have you there, man. Glad to have you there. Mike, you're going to shred that list, bro. You got deals in there, multiple. Deals by the dozen, my G. So, for those of you guys that want to know what Mike's referring to, with NCL, the call center, Nikki finally joined. Nikki has one caller. He said, I'm just going to test you out, Noah. He got one caller. He got 4 leads yesterday. He FaceTimed me this morning. Dude was super pumped. He FaceTimed me to tell me he wasn't going to be here, but he was pumped. So it's exciting. But every other week with NCL, with our clients, I will be holding a training call with them, acquisitions training, closer training, whatever it is it may be. This first call that we did was about data specifically. I said, hey, this is what you guys need to do in order to pull the very best list possible. These are where all my deals come from, all my banger deals come from. Here's the list. Pull it. That's what Mike just pulled. Let's go. It's time to rock and roll and close some deals, Mike. Your 50 piece is loading. It's on the way, my brother. So let's rock and roll, man. Excited. Very excited. Excited for you, man. Let's go. All right. Funny stuff, man. It's a happy Wednesday. You guys got anything? Any questions? What are you dealing with? Any situations, comments, concerns? Anything you're curious about? Anything you want to know? I'm an open book. So, pretty much. If not, no worries. Okay. Cool, gang. So, yep, that's that. Alrighty. Well, not sure that I have another 18 minutes of blabbing to do for you. If you want it, drop a comment now. But if you don't, we'll get out of here in peace. But I'm really here to serve you guys. You know, if Nick and Jordan were here, it'd be cool. It'd be fun. Hopefully, you guys can have fun without them. It's not as fun, but I still want to bring you guys as much value as possible. I want you guys to ask all your questions. This is your Ask a Guru for free time. So, Mike, you said I work full time. Which leads would you suggest to focus on? I typically do new leads, hot leads, and follow up on offers. I call from 3:30 to 7. Hey, call from 3:30 to 8 from here on out. Get yourself an extra hour. The hottest ones, bro. The hottest ones. Here's what we noticed. When a seller comes in and they're asking less than Zestimate, it's a deal. If they're asking $30,000 less than Zestimate, it's a $50,000 deal. So anytime a seller has came in asking $30,000 less than Zestimate, we've been able to make 50 on it. So that's do that. Like look for those. You want to but Mike, I don't know that you have an influx of leads to where you have to be insanely selective. You hired a VA to call leads who haven't answered, and cold call leads they call from 11 to 2 Monday through Friday. Good stuff. Yeah, your hottest leads first. You just want that price disparity, man. If you see they're asking prices low, give them a ring. Here's the best part about it, Mike. If you just call people and don't stop calling people, you'll eventually talk to all the people you need to. So work longer, work more, work longer. Go till 8, go till 9. It doesn't matter, dude. Go till 9. Who cares? Just keep dialing. Dude, you can from 3:30 to 7, we're looking at, what is that, 3.5 hours, but you can get 4.5 hours if you go till 8. 4.5 hours and 2.5. I mean, yeah, you could have you could have 3 to 3.5 hours of talk time in that time. Serious. You can have 3 to 3.5 hours of talk time. You should be able to get 3, 4, 5, even 5 offers out in that time. That's that, dude. Go harder. From 3:30 to 8 o'clock, like, you don't take your finger off the dial button. Like, you keep going. That's it. Don't stop. Forget about which leads to call. Definitely call the hottest leads first, 100%, and call them the most with the most intense cadence or tempo. But other than that, don't worry too much about it. Call the hot leads, and everybody else just gets blown up, bro. I challenge you to work longer. PGP 96. Let's go. How do you go about getting boots on the ground in another state? Yeah, great question. I don't really use investor boots. I think they're kind of expensive. This is something my TC challenged me to do. She said, no, I need you to build out a preferred vendors list for each state and each area. So we can have people that, realtors that we go to, so we can have photos, people that get our photos. Facebook, bro. Facebook. Really. Make a post in a bunch of different Facebook groups. Say, hey, I have a deal here in this city. I need somebody to take photos. Can anybody do that? And then you'll have multiple people reach out to you. Anybody that comments, reach out to them. Say, hey, what's your location? What all areas do you cover and serve? And what are your rates? I have a guy that I got in touch with. He's in quite a few cities I work in. And he said, hey, man, I want to do business with you for a long time. So let's figure out some kind of monthly rate, maybe $400 or $500 a month, to where I can just go to anything you have. And I was like, he's making a mistake with that, because I'm going to be sending him, bro. Like, if I'm paying him just $400 a month, dude, I'll be sending him everywhere. Like, that'd be crazy. I don't know if that's a good deal for him, but that'd be a good deal for me. So, Facebook, bro, Facebook. How many calls does it take on average to get a deal? Great question. I think a better question is, how many offers does it take? But, oh, goodness, I had that written down. I have to get that stat for you, man. I have quite a few KPIs that I needed to get. Cold calls to a lead, calls per day, leads to conversion, combo to close, speed to lead on dispo, yada, yada. I guess I'm more intentionally tracking offers to a deal, to a contract specifically. We're looking at like still 16 to 17 offers per contract. We're making a offer on almost 50% of our leads. So, take that for what you will. I guess what I'm looking at here, calls to a deal. We're just gonna have to do some reverse engineering to find that, because then it's like, okay, now we have to find out, how many calls does it take to make an offer. It's probably a really good idea though, dude. Thanks for asking me that. Let me just figure that out for you. Let me let you know. I don't have an answer, but the answer for you is keep calling until you get a deal, and then let us know how many calls it took to get to a deal. You know what I'm saying? But hey, let me write that down. I'll have that for you next week, man. Have that for you next week. So I appreciate it. Thanks, AK. AK the CEO. Jose! No, I sent out a contract. Seller said they're still thinking about it. They're considering other offers. Should I just give them their time or press for the close? Oh, great question, man. Jose, I'll ask you this way. If you took this girl out on a date and you loved her and she liked you, she was interested, but she don't love you, and then she tells you, hey, Jose, I like you. I think you're cute, but I'm going to go on a couple other dates. Do you think you should say, oh, no problem, that's cool, see ya. There's another property. I just needed to know yes or no, because there's another one I was looking at too. Do you think you should say that, or do you think you should say, well, wait, no, you're not allowed to go on any more dates. You must go on a date with me right now, or you'll never see me again? And she'll say, dude, you're crazy. Thanks for outing yourself now. See ya. And then she's on to the next. Or you could say, hey, I completely understand. No problem. Only reason I need an answer now is because I need to know if I should buy this other property or if you guys are planning on selling it to me. And they'll say, oh, no, well, go ahead and buy that other one. And that's them politely telling you we're not accepting your offer for some reason. So then give it a couple minutes, call them back, say, hey, we did actually just get that other one, by the way. But here's a question for you. What would it take for us to be able to get something done right now? What's it going to take? Because they're still looking for something. Either she didn't like your hair color, or she didn't like your attitude or the way you spoke. She didn't like something about you, so she's looking for it somewhere else. There's something about you they don't like. They're going to go look for it somewhere else. So what you need to do, exit, give them the exit, comfortability, positivity. They're out of there, no hard feelings. You leave the door open, and then come back and say, hey, just quick question for you, if you're okay answering. What was it that you were looking for that I wasn't able to give you? What is it? And then they'll let you know. They'll say, well, you know, Jose, we really just need 150. I don't know if we can do 140. And you're gonna say, hey, it hurts my pockets more than yours. Give me a deal. Nah, you'll say, okay, I understand. So if I was able to give you 150, are you guys ready to do that now, or is there still something else? This is pre-handling objections. That's a trial close, ultimately, in some sense. If I can give you what you want, what else are you going to hit me with? What other objections are you going to hit me with? And then handle that right now, too. And then build it up again, drop the offer, get it on paper. Patrick Harvey, what are you using to track your team's calls? What dialer do you use? It's all done within the CRM. So the CRM tracks everything. It's through high level. And with Genie REI, my CRM, Connor, the guy that runs it, already built out all of the dashboards, so I haven't had to change anything. But that's what it is. It tracks everything for us. So that's that. For you guys, track it manually, dude. It doesn't matter. When I was running this out of my basement, I use my personal cell, and I would just scroll through for the day and count how many dials. Okay, 2, 4, 6, 8, 1, 2. You know what I'm saying? Like I just count through the dials, and then I would even track the talk time like that too. I would click the little info button in the phone, and it would tell me how long I was on the phone, and I would track my talk time that way as well. I didn't do it as intentionally as I should have, but that's definitely what you can do if you're on the cell phone. When you have a system, it'll track it itself. Here's a mistake I made when I hired my last closer. He said, hey, what? He told me, hey, I made 200 dials today for this other offer I'm on. I said, dang, bro, good. He said, what KPIs do you have? Or what numbers, what metrics should I be tracking that I need to hit that's a baseline? And I said, dude, if you're making 200 dials on a single hand manual dialer, I'm not going to give you any KPIs. I just want to see the very best you can do. I just want you to give your best. That's it. I want you to give your best. And he said, okay, but what numbers? And I said, dude, do exactly what you're doing there, right here. You'll make a lot of money. And that was a mistake on my end because I really should have just laid the law down, set the expectations, given him the SOP, said, here's what you do. I thought he was going to over deliver, but rather it's sorry if you're watching this. I'm not dropping your name, bro. I'm not dropping your name. I thought he was going to over deliver, but he's actually being super lazy. So that was a mistake I made. Don't make that mistake. Set the expectations clear, concise, and upfront. Don't leave any room for doubt or error. So just things I'm thinking about, gang. Things I'm letting you know. Man, no Nick, no Jordan. This is weird. What is going on, dudes? What do you guys think about it, man? Come on. It's crazy. Can you hear me well? Is this the mic is coming through? Is it this mic or is it the other one? Headset mic or microphone? Somebody drop it in the chat. Okay, cool, man. Thanks, Jake. Jake, my dog. Send me that deal. I'll close it for you, bro. I'm on one today. We going. We rocking. Let's run it, man. Okay. Yep. Alrighty. Thanks, PGP. 9-6. Let's rock, man. All right. Any questions, comments, concerns, thoughts? Anything you want from me? I'm here to serve. This is my community service for the week. Can you teach us trial closes? Yeah, it's like this, Jake. This is step 3 in the Clark framework. Step 1 is, the call, the intro, talking to them, breaking the ice. Step 2 is getting all the information, building rapport, yada, yada. Now you have everything you need. When you have everything you need, why they're looking to sell, when they're looking to sell, the price they're looking to get, the whatever, everything. When you have the 4 pillars and you build rapport, you hit them with this. All right, John. So let me just get this straight. You're telling me if I give you around that 200,000 you were asking for, and we can close around that 30 days that you were asking for, and I can buy it as is, so I do all those repairs that you mentioned, and I get you from right here to giving you that $200,000 cash or close to it that's going to get you to the beach or wherever it is you want to go, your insert desired outcome. If I can give you all that, is there anything that would keep us from being able to do this now? So, hey, you just told me you want XYZ. So if I give you XYZ, are you ready to close? Yes or no? Are you ready to do this now? If no, oh my goodness, dude, you're like the worst type of person because you just told me what you wanted. I told you I'd give it to you, and now you say you don't want it anymore. That's the worst type of person. But if they tell you no, that just uncovers another layer, another objection that they weren't willing to communicate with you beforehand, which is cool because that's all we're doing at the end of the conversation. During the conversation, you're peeling off layers, getting information, motivation, building rapport, timeline, condition of the property. They're opening up to you, and at the end, you got to really start digging deep to get what's going to hold us back, what's mentally holding you back from being able to make the decision to change, to advance. What's the answer to that? We have to find that out. So that's what a trial close is. Jake, you told me you wanted 200. You wanted to close in 30 days. You want to move to the beach. You don't want to do the work. So if I give you 200 and I do it in 30 days and I get you to the beach and I do all the work, are you ready to move forward today? That's a trial close. If the answer is no, okay, what else is it we're dealing with here, Jake? What else is it? Is there anybody else involved in the decision, which you should already know by now? Don't wait till the end for that. That's a trial close, man. And then after you hit the trial close, you're still going to continue to pre-handle and resolve objections. You get what I'm saying? You're still going to be, is there anything else I should know about this property specifically? Is there anything else that you haven't told me yet that I should know? Is there anything you haven't told me that you would want to know if you were in my position? Okay, got it. Is there anything that would keep us from moving forward today if everything made sense, Jake? No? Okay, cool. Let me just explain. Here's what's going to happen next. Once you and I do come to a final agreement on numbers, I'm going to go ahead and put it on paper. We'll both write our little signature on it. And I'm going to take that directly to the title company, which I pay for. You're not covering it. I'll pay for it. I'll take it to the title company. They'll run the title search. While they're doing that and ensuring that everything's good and we can legally close, I'm going to do a couple quick walkthroughs at the property. I'm going to do my due diligence. Does that make sense? Okay. And then from there, once we're complete and title's ready to go, you and I will schedule a closing date and we'll meet up at closing, and funds will not transfer until title is transferred. Title will not transfer until funds transfer. It all happens simultaneously, so neither of us get screwed and we're both protected. Just so you know, there are attorneys on the file for this transaction. I will cover the cost of that. They're just the ones legally facilitating just in case you do me wrong or I try to do you wrong. It's just not possible in a real estate transaction. Does that make sense? Cool. Okay, awesome. Well, do you have any more questions for me, Jake, before we really get this thing rocking and rolling? No, no questions. Okay, cool. What's the best email for you, man? Okay, got it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have this drafted up for you. It's literally 2 pages. It's going to be super easy. I'll send it over to you. It literally just says, you're the seller. I'm the buyer of this property at this address. I'm going to give you this amount. I'm covering all the closing costs. It's vacant, whatever else. It's pretty straightforward. Sound good? Oh yeah, but no, yeah, I can't sign it right now. I'm busy. Oh, okay, got it. I'll hold off then. I won't send it yet. When are you gonna be home? 6 o'clock. Okay, sounds good. Hey, don't forget about me. My name is Noah Clark. If you don't answer, John, I can't promise my offer will be able to be there because we gotta close on some transactions here. But that being said, I'll give you a call at 6 o'clock. Don't forget my name. What is my name? Do you remember my name? Yeah, that's right. Noah Clark. Okay, sounds good. Well, let's rock and roll, man. So I'll give you a call at 6. Hopefully you're home. If not, give me a call as soon as possible, and we'll get this show on the road, man. Sound good? Okay, sounds good. Thanks. Bye. And then don't send the offer till they're ready. Jake, you said, so what if the seller asks if we're going to see them or walk the place? Of course I'm going to walk the place. Yes, absolutely I'm going to walk the property. I have bought properties. I've closed on properties without ever seeing them before. But yeah, I'm going to send a representative out. Thing is, that costs me money. And before I'm able to spend time and money in a transaction, we got to have something on paper first that shows we're at least planning on doing business together. Does that make sense? The contract doesn't close the deal. It starts the process. It allows me to get to work on my end. What are you using to track your team's calls? What dialer do you use, I guess? Oh, sorry. He must have accidentally sent that again twice. Does that make sense, Jake? Yeah, cool. All right, gang. My goodness, 2 o'clock has came. Well, I can't believe they left me here alone. I didn't know I had this much wind in my breath. Maybe I need to. I don't know. This was good. This was good though. Hopefully you guys thought it was beneficial. Much love. God bless you all. Hopefully there was multiple awesome takeaways from today. If you got any questions, feel free to reach out at official Noah Clark on Instagram. Y'all know where to get the hottest leads, NCL, baby, nuclearleads.com. Send me JV deals if you want to. Like and subscribe. Hit the post notifications. Let's rock and roll, gang. Let's have a day. I'm going to go shred my team to pieces, blow them out of the water, have more talk time, dials, and offers than all of them. Matter of fact, I'm going to have more than all of you guys combined. So let's get to work. I'll see y'all soon. Much love. Go dominate. God is with you. Let's go be great. All right, I'm back. I have to officially end the stream. All right, see y'all, gang. Let's get it. It'll be great.